What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be doing the Q&A video that I promised over on the YouTube channel and as well as Twitter. I actually had this recorded and almost edited, but the file got corrupted. So yeah, I'm recording it today instead, and hopefully it'll go out tomorrow morning if you're watching this. So I just ended stream, realized the thing was corrupted, and here we go. In case you're wondering, wearing a Millwall scarf. So that answers a question already that I know I'm probably going to get. Millwall. So here we are on the YouTube page. I posted a thing on the YouTube a few days ago asking you to ask me any questions, and I'll answer them. A lot of you guys are new around here, you don't really know me, and you might got some questions. I know I'm gonna probably get a lot of the same questions, so let's try and answer as many as we can. First one's gonna come from Hazard. Who invited you to play with the Sidemen, and how did they know you? This gets asked a lot. It gets asked a lot. And when I'm saying a lot, I mean like multiple times a stream. Twitch.tv/milkinabag, by the way. Initially, the story goes very short. Bartnologist, good friend of mine, also a streamer, streams on YouTube, check him out. He played with Vic in Apex Legends, I believe it was, Twitch Rivals, where he met Vic. And then in Warzone, I started playing a lot with Bart, and he invited me to play with Vic, and the relationship just grew from there. From there, Vic invited me to play Among Us, is the first place I got to play with the rest of them. Actually, that's wrong. That's wrong. So that I did meet Vic first through Bartnologist on Warzone, and then I actually played with Zerka and Randy in Warzone separately. So I got I knew Vic, and then I knew Josh, and then from there I played with the rest of them during the Sidemen Among Us that you guys seen on their More Among Us page back then. It was the first time I got to play with all of them. So yeah, next question, Jamil Lawrence. I'm going to mess up a lot of these names too. This is the second question. Oh, there's his first question now. Second question. From your Among Us experiences, who is the easy target in the Sidemen? If you had to pin a murder on them? Harry. I'm sorry, Harry. Harry's going to be the easy target for this one every time. He just doesn't know what he's doing. All right, you can't blame the guy. He'll be like, I think it's Harry. And everyone will be like, oh, Harry, what'd you do? And he'll be like, I don't know. I'm just trying to learn the map. And you can play the map 100 times, you'll try to learn the map. Or he won't remember what he's doing. So, easiest target, it's Harry. Favorite NBA team? Coming in from Good at Life. If you don't say Toronto Raptors or the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm going to be upset. Because they're the only team in Canada, I have to go with... I don't pay a lot of attention to NBA unless like it's playoff NBA and the Raptors are in it. But if I had to pick a team, it would be the Raptors just because Canada, you know? So this is Jamil's first question, but due to the likes, I guess, it got pushed down here. I love milk, so maybe it's the same for you, but where did you get your name from? The name, that's another question I get a lot in the Twitch chat. The name comes from American friend of mine back in the day on Clash of Clans, the mobile game, making fun of the fact that Canadians drink milk out of bags. I didn't know at the time that it was a Canadian only thing. Learning it was a Canadian only thing, thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, that's a funny name. Threw it on the name thing, and that's where it began. It began on Clash of Clans. That is the first rendition of Milk in a Bag, and I just kind of started on from there. From Zappy, are you ever going to meet KSI IRL? Probably not anytime soon. A, because of coronavirus, and B, that would require either me traveling there or him traveling out here for like a concert or something like that. I mean, I'm never going to say it's out of the question because you never know. Maybe I'm on a trip in Europe and there's an opportunity to meet up with, you know, some of the guys. Why not, right? Or vice versa. They come out here for another boxing match. You know, maybe I'll fly down to the boxing match and I can meet up. You never know. Never know. But with the pandemic the way it is, probably not anytime soon. Ahmed. I'm just going to call you Ahmed Khan because I don't even know how to start to pronounce that. What career are you pursuing? So I was a paramedic for about 2 years. Worked mainly industrial, remote area kind of stuff. Got laid off from that, decided to go to school. I did a year of business before I went and did my paramedic career, so I went back to school. I'm currently finishing off my degree in business marketing, so I would love to have a career in gaming and esports in the marketing sector, but at the same time, everyone asks, so does that mean you don't want to be a streamer or content creator? No, most people don't go into content creation or streaming wanting to do that full time, right? Like that's one of those things that it's like you do it as someone for fun, and then it starts to grow and it grows and grows, and eventually it gets to the point where you have the opportunity to do it full time. And I'm at the stage right now where I'm able to do both. Javier coming in, will you be making any content apart from posting stream highlights? Among Us, but I only say one word, or maybe a series on other games that you like or people recommend on Twitch. As far as other content goes, heck yeah, I want to do more stuff like this. I want to do more IRL stuff too, because it's fun. I like to be able to connect with the audience a little more. And I have done some stuff like this. I mean, it is on Twitch. I don't play a lot off stream because it's just, I mean, if I'm playing Among Us, I'm probably streaming unless we're doing a strictly recording session like we did with that zombies mode that I posted out earlier, which would also answer your question. Other games, yes. Cyberpunk is going to be a game that I think I dive heavily into because it's such a big game and it's going to be such a popular game. I think I'm definitely going to do a lot of stuff on that as well. How old are you loving the content? Just turned 25 on the 29th of October. That is how old I am, Sydney. Thank you for the question. I'm pretty sure I heard in a vid that you studied. Are you at university? What are you studying? Loving the content. From Christy. As I said, business marketing. Yes. And thank you. Glad you're liking the content. How did you meet the Sidemen? Mentioned that one. What 3 words can you use to describe your music taste? Variety, not screamo. I like a lot of music. I listen to country, rap, EDM, rock and roll, like anything, but not screamo. All right, from the HL, you're such a great man, and how did you first react when JJ gave you a shout out? I think it happened on stream, didn't it? Or did I start stream slightly? The day that it happened was my birthday, and I was doing a stream that day, and I think I watched the JJ shout out video, like when he shouted me out on stream, and yeah, I was blown away. It was crazy. I to this day I still can't believe that that it happened. I'm forever grateful to JJ for it. Awesome guy, and I appreciate it. But I was blown away. I was blown away. Paper Masks. How were you able to collab with Sidemen? I guess you started as a Twitch streamer, but what made the connection happen? As I said, introduced to him from a friend, and then just grew the connections from there. What content can we expect in the future from Natalia? I don't know why it took me a second to read that name. Natalia, what content can you expect? More of this kind of stuff, more Q&A stuff, maybe some like reacting stuff, or try not to laugh. So I know that stuff always looked fun to me, and I always wanted to try to be able to do that. You guys enjoy stuff like this. I'll definitely want to do more of it. More Among Us, more Call of Duty stuff, Cyberpunk. As the games come out, we'll hit whatever games we're interested in, I'm interested in, the community's interested in. I'll make sure I want to get on them, because usually if the community's interested in them, I'm interested in them. There's not very many games that come out that I just completely pass up that are like popular ones. So big question. All right, Z-Trained Milk, just wanted to say you've been absolutely smashing the content recently. Anyway, what was your streaming path? As in, what childhood interest, high school interest led you to become a full-time streamer, YouTuber, and what did you say to the people who criticize your decision? Honestly, I never thought of doing this, and up until January of this year when the pandemic kind of hit and we were all kind of stuck inside. That's when I kind of, when I was in school, and at the time, and I didn't really, like, as I was in school, I was kind of thinking, man, like, what am I doing with my free time after school? And so that's why in the summer is really when I kind of started being more consistent with it. But it really never was like a long-term interest. It was just something. I always played games. I always watched content. I always watched streaming. Kind of just like I slowly got, like, just kind of like thought about it, and finally started doing it, and then it just took off, As far as criticized, everyone's been really supportive. I haven't really had anybody criticize what they're doing. Even teachers at school, like a lot of support from people in every part of it. Tyler asked, what sort of strategy do you use in Among Us when you're the imposter and someone announces that they think it might be you? / ask what route you took or what tasks you did, etc. Loving your content, by the way. All right, so I have to reveal some of my secrets. They're asking for some secrets here. But no. So when you're the imposter, especially if you killed the body that got reported, you know what route you took, where the body was, what kind of exits and like entrances there are for where that is. So you got to try and make up, like, if it's only one person pushing you and everyone's like, no one's like hard, like it's like you're kind of your first sus and no one's 100% aware, and the person didn't actually see you kill or like immediately come from the body. You can kind of deflect the question, or you can kind of use the information that you know as the imposter, because you know where the body was, you know where it was, like where it was, who it was, and so you can kind of take your path and mold it to make sense around why you didn't kill that body. So if there's tasks between where you were and ended up and the body's in between it, you can kind of work your way away from it and say you did certain tasks. It's really, really important that you don't play a linear game in Among Us. What I mean by that is you don't start here, kill here, and here. Otherwise, people can trace that back, right? So if you start here, you want to go all over the place, kill somewhere, and move around in a fashion that you can gain alibis from people in other areas of the map. So when you tell them the story of where you went, you can skip over the part that you went and killed the person, but you keep it in the parts where people saw where you were. So I was in med bay doing the vials, then I went down to specimen, I saw so-and-so there, went through admin, went out left, maybe you killed them, maybe you didn't actually go out left, maybe you killed a body on, say, the lava pit, but you say you go out left, you went and did comms and did weapons, and you saw so-and-so there. So you got to kind of like make your path. You went off and killed someone, but you don't count that path. You like move it around. You gotta think. It's like chess. You gotta think far ahead about the future. It's La Cresa. What is that profile picture? Tell us a story about it. Maybe it was a trip. What is the meaning behind it? This profile picture is from a mountain range in Arizona. I have family that lives there, so we often go down there. We'll go on hikes. So this was on a mountain in Arizona. So that was a hike we went on. Thank you for your question. Will you ever vlog? Does this count as a vlog? Not really. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. My life's not very interesting. I just stream, do schoolwork. That's about it. Do some videos. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Favorite NHL team? I saw your Jonathan Toews jersey in one of your vids, and I live in Chicago. Just want to confirm my suspicions. You're in fact correct. I am a Chicago Blackhawks fan. I've been for a long time. Long before they started winning all those cups, all right? I wasn't a bandwagoner. But yes, the Blackhawks. People ask because I live in Alberta if I cheer for either the Oilers or the Calgary Flames. My answer to that is anybody but Calgary. If the Flames are facing anybody, I'm cheering for the other team every time. But the Oilers, if the Blackhawks aren't in the playoffs, I'll cheer for the Oilers. I'll just leave it at that. All-time favorite TV show. I'm talking from childhood right up until now, from Nadia. All-time favorite TV show. That's actually a tough one, you know. That's actually a tough one. I think I have to go with The Office. If I think of a show that I've watched the most and the most times over again, it would probably be The Office. And you know, as having a large European audience, I don't know how you feel about the European version of The Office, if you think it's better or worse than the American version, but I'm talking the American version of The Office. Clarissa asks, how long were you paramedic? About 2 years. Will you and the Sidemen be playing other maps or using mods in Among Us soon? From LS. This is probably another question that I get a lot on Twitch stream, is if I'm playing with the Sidemen. A lot of the times when I get asked to play with them, it's not days in advance or even a day in advance. It's usually hours in advance. So I can't say yes or no. If a new map comes out or a mod comes up, there's a good chance. There's never not a chance. Fusion Hawk, would you do a collab with an upcoming YouTuber or streamer? Right now, just because of the sheer volume, that's one of those hard things that I've come to realize as a content creator. It's hard to say yes to everybody because I get emails, I get DMs, I get comments on the videos and streams all the time asking if I can collab with them, and it's one of those things that's very hard to say yes. Because if I say yes to one person, a lot of people expect it, so I guess the answers just get more and more, the questions just come in more and more frequently, and it's very hard to say yes. So I'm not gonna say no, because obviously I wouldn't be where I am if people didn't say yes to me. It's the way it happens has to be almost natural. I just can't see someone DM me and say, hey, you want to play Among Us sometime or collab in a YouTube video sometimes. I have to know the person. I have to, kind of get to know them a little bit before I want to like get into collaborations with them, just so I know that I know who I'm working with, right? So, because this is a job, and I can't just go and risk the job by doing things with people I shouldn't. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't collab. It's just taking a cold call from their DMs is difficult. Ronan asked, how did it feel when you went from 3K subs to 200K subs in less than 2 days? Unreal. I still don't believe it. We're at almost 224,000 now. The growth has been crazy, and it's still great. It's amazing. It's amazing. Say, OCF, what other than Among Us specific games or genre do you like to play the most? Survival games is probably my number one favorite genre. Games like Subnautica, games like Minecraft, games like the Raft that we were playing. A lot of those games are a lot of fun. I love that like grindy progression system that like survival games have, and like the replayability and the longevity of the game. Games like Assassin's Creed, like the RPG games, those are a lot of fun too. But I like a lot of different style games. Sorry, I will not know how to pronounce that name. But they ask, I love your energy. I've been subscribed since you had 3,000. Big up. Big fan. Question: what is your favorite food? If I had to pick one food that I had to eat, like if I think of that question, when I think of what is your favorite food, I think of what food could I eat the longest before I got sick of it. And in that terms, it'd just be chicken. I could eat chicken for the rest of my life, and I'm sure I'd be happy. I'd be fine. I love chicken. What goals do you have right now with the channel or in life or in anything? With the channel, it's just keep the growth, keep the content going, keep growing, and just have fun with it. I never want this to feel like it's a burden or anything like that. I think if I ever got to that point, that's, you know, when I knew I wasn't happy with it anymore. But it's, as long as I'm enjoying it, as long as you guys are enjoying it, that's the goal. Really, that's the goal, is provide entertainment and have fun while I'm doing it. I want to stay within the gaming and esports industry. I really love this industry. I've met a lot of awesome people through it, and I think it has a really, really bright future. Question from Edham. I suck at names. I do suck at names. Since you started your YouTube channel, what outside job did you have, and will YouTube be your main job for the next while? Evan, by the way. Evan. Just should have read that first. Right now I'm a full-time student. I have classes every morning. And then I usually stream during the day and then do schoolwork and stuff at night, and editing and whatnot. But yeah, during the summer times or off season for like of school, during like when I'm out of school. Previously, I did work a job. I work for the city that I live in. But we'll see. Especially with COVID, it's kind of all over the place on stuff right now like that. Will YouTube be your main job for the next while? For the next while, my main thing is school and content. That is the main stuff that I'm focusing on right now. How do you and KSI always win? I need help in my Among Us skills. Funny you asking that. If you watch the stream when I'm recording this, which was tonight, which was the 19th of November, we won another one. So watch for the channel. The next video will be out on that one. I'm not going to spoil anything on how it happened, but we played again together and won in a very, very interesting situation. And I don't know. I think it's a combination of my imposter skills with his distraction skills. He's able to, you know, turn a conversation really quickly. He's able to distract people really well in meetings. And as like one of the previous videos showed, like we're just on the same wavelength with how we think with those double kills. Like if we're playing together, I feel like we kind of play off of each other. We kind of know what each other want to do or what they're thinking. So it's a little bit of luck, a lot of skill, I think. Henry, why did you become a YouTuber, or what inspired you to do YouTube Q&A questions? So what inspired me to is a lot of people are asking if I had a YouTube channel or when I get a YouTube channel. And so it always was something I wanted to get done, as well as I heard in the podcast, I think it was in the podcast. Who was it? When was it? I'm pretty sure it was Fwiz or Hex. One of them said it in a something I listened to. I listened to a lot of stuff from them. They're saying that if you are only a streamer and you aren't doing content on YouTube, so if you're a Twitch streamer and you're only Twitch streaming, you're only doing half the work. You truly are. If all you do is stream on Twitch, you're leaving an entire area not touched that really you should be taking advantage of. And you know, hearing that and hearing everyone asking about YouTube, it really made me realize that it should be something I do grow. So I started YouTube. What made me want to do Q&A? I wanted to expand to more than just video game stuff on the channel. I want to do some IRL stuff like this, so you know, it helps connect with the audience, helps them connect with me. I can answer some of your guys' questions, see what you guys are feeling, and so on. So yeah, definitely do more stuff like that, like this in the future. And yeah, thank you for the question, Henry. Do you watch anime? From Tom. If so, what have you watched or are currently watching? So funny that you asked that. Actually, I've only ever watched one show of anime. I've only watched one series. And I'm actually rewatching it right now because I only finished the first season, and then I know there's a second, maybe a third season even, but that is My Hero Academia. That's the only one I've ever watched. I've had a lot of recommendations from people, which, hey, if you want to recommend something, leave them down in the comments. I always go through my comments. Recommend something for me to watch afterwards, because like My Hero Academia isn't very long. So that's why I like it. I don't like the animes that have hundreds of episodes are very, very intimidating to me. Samovich asks, what does your routine mostly consist of in a 24/7 in 24 hours? Not like considering events or gatherings, etc. Right now, mainly during the week, wake up at about 7 a.m., get ready for class, which I have at 8 a.m. is online. So I'm usually down here at my desk by about 7:45. I have class until usually about noon. Some days it's either classes get cut short or they're like work days or whatever. So we don't have a class that day. Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. to noon, I'm usually in class. I usually, because a lot of the people I play with, a lot of my audience is European, I usually try and do a stream right after that. So it's like the evening time for you guys. So it's perfect streaming time. So I'll usually stream during that time. And then after stream, I'll do homework, editing, or just hang out with friends. But that's pretty much it right now, especially with the pandemic. You can't really do much more. Carson asks, who do you think is the best crewmate and imposter? Who do I think is the best crewmate? Out of the Sidemen or out of everybody? Because if we're talking about out of the Sidemen, the best crewmate, it's probably between Vic and Simon, just because I feel like they play the most and they kind of, they know the maps, and I feel like they're like the big brains of the Sidemen when it comes to Among Us. But when it comes to imposters, I can't not say JJ, right? JJ is my imposter duo, and we are 10-0. 10-0. If you had to be an imposter teammate with any Sidemen, who would it be? JJ. Every day. KSI. Sarah asks, if JJ and Simon are both hanging off a cliff and you can only save one, who do you save? That's awful. That's awful. You're telling me I gotta kill one of them. I don't know how to answer that. Do you know what? Because I think, I can't even say that. If JJ and Simon are both hanging off a cliff and you only can save one, who do I save? Who do I save? I'm just gonna say Simon. I'm gonna say Simon. I'm gonna save Simon. I'm sorry, JJ. I don't think I could pull JJ up a cliff. I don't. I shouldn't say that. Most of you guys are here from JJ. I shouldn't say that. Oh, football teams? Moo. Unless you're talking about North America. If you're talking about North American football, the Eagles and the Steelers. Pennsylvania football. All right. We're now on Twitter. Let's take a look at the Twitter questions. See if there's any ones that we haven't answered on YouTube. So Pizza Cheese asked, who would you like to play Among Us that you've never played with before? Who would I like to play Among Us that I haven't played with yet? That's the bonus. It's amazing. It's one of the crazy things when I think about this question, as I've played with a lot of people. If I had to choose one person I'd want to play with Among Us with, I haven't played with before, it would be Toast. It would be Disguised Toast, because he is a very, very, very smart player, and I'd want to see how I can compete with him in a lobby. It'd be very interesting to see if I could fool him as an imposter. So I'd say Disguised Toast is my next person I'd love to play with, to be able to see if I can trick him. He's a big brain. Religious Milk says, for the intro, record yourself slapping yourself with a fish. I'll pass on that one. All right, so it looks like a lot of the questions on Twitter were the same as the ones on YouTube that we covered. Hopefully I answered all the questions you guys had. If you have any more questions, make sure to ask them, and I'll try and answer as many as I can. Make sure you stay tuned to the YouTube, the Twitter, the Twitch. All my updates are going out there. Keep posting videos on here. Keep throwing out the content. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Hope you guys enjoy the little Q&A, get to know a little about me and how I got here. You guys ask a lot of questions. A lot of questions were repeats, so if I didn't answer your question specifically, I'm sorry. I just went down the list and asked them as they came up. If your question was lower down and it was a duplicate, I probably didn't answer it. I apologize. A lot of questions were the same about how I met the Sidemen, where my name came from, when I started, blah, blah, blah. So there was a lot of repeats. So I didn't answer your question, but you asked a question. It was probably because it was a repeat, and I apologize if I didn't answer yours specifically, but I appreciate everyone that asked a question. I did go through and read them all, so the video is edited and I'm scrolling down, and I did read them all, but if it was a duplicate, I didn't answer just for the sake of not being repetitive. But But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'm trying to get us to like that 50-50 point of subscribing, not subscribing. That's our next milestone, is get 50-50. We're at about a 60-40 right now, so we got to close that gap a little bit. So make sure you hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys next time.
It's so cold outside. I'm alone.